Rip, Spawn Hunter. Rip emerges from a realm steeped in terror, embodying resilience and leadership amid relentless horrors. She reflects a figure who transforms chaos into opportunity, guiding survivors through peril with unwavering resolve. As a commander, Rip offers exceptional value through consistent card advantage without additional resource expenditure. Her ability to filter and select diverse threats ensures adaptability, while her color identity supports efficient ramp and protection strategies. A deck built around tap and untap mechanics maximizes her potential through her unique survival ability. This approach fosters dynamic board states, leveraging synergy between power variation and resource generation for sustained advantage. Combo ideas for Rip decks. Combo number 1, Tyvar, the Pummeler, plus Devoted Druid. Required conditions: 1. Tyvar the Pummeler is on your battlefield. 2. Devoted Druid is on your battlefield. 3. You control a creature with power 5 or greater. 4. Devoted Druid does not have summoning sickness. 5. Mana needed: 3 generic mana and 2 green mana. Activating the combo. 1. Activate Tyvar, giving creatures you control at least +5/+5 until end of turn. 2. Activate Devoted Druid's first ability by tapping her. 3. Activate Devoted Druid's second ability by putting a -1/-1 counter on her, then untap her. 4. Repeat step 2 for additional times. 5. Repeat from step 1. Combo results: 1. Infinite green mana. 2. Infinitely enlarge creatures you control until end of turn. Combo number 2, Umbral Mantle, plus Selvala, Eager Trailblazer. Required conditions: 1. Umbral Mantle is on your battlefield. 2. Selvala Eager Trailblazer is on your battlefield. 3. Umbral Mantle is attached to Selvala. 4. Selvala does not have summoning sickness. 5. You control at least 3 other creatures with different powers. Activating the combo. 1. Activate Selvala by tapping her, adding at least 4 mana of any color. 2. Using the ability given by Umbral Mantle, activate Selvala again, then untap her, giving her +2/+2 until end of turn. 3. Repeat. Combo results: 1. Infinite colored mana. 2. Infinite untap of creatures you control. 3. Infinitely enlarge Selvala until end of turn. Combo number 3, Presence of Gone, plus Midnight Guard. Required conditions: 1. Presence of Gone is on your battlefield. 2. Midnight Guard is on your battlefield. 3. Presence of Gone is attached to Midnight Guard. 4. Midnight Guard does not have summoning sickness. Activating the combo. 1. Using the ability given by Presence of Gone, tap Midnight Guard to create a 1/1 Elf Warrior token. 2. When the Elf Warrior token enters the battlefield, Midnight Guard triggers, then untap him. 3. Repeat. Combo result: Infinite creature tokens. Combo number 4, Dawnsire, Sunstar Dreadnaught, plus Phyrexian Vindicator. Required conditions: 1. Dawnsire Sunstar Dreadnaught is on your battlefield. 2. Phyrexian Vindicator is on your battlefield. 3. You control a creature that can attack this turn. 4. Dawnsire has 10 or more charge counters on it. Activating the combo. 1. Declare any creature as an attacker. 2. Dawnsire triggers, attempting to deal 100 damage, targeting Phyrexian Vindicator. 3. The damage to Phyrexian Vindicator is prevented, triggering Phyrexian Vindicator, then deal 100 damage to any target. Combo result: 100 damage to any target. Combo number 5, Reluctant Role Model, plus Juniper Order Ranger, plus Basking Broodscale. Required conditions: 1. Reluctant Role Model is on your battlefield. 2. Juniper Order Ranger is on your battlefield. 3. Basking Broodscale is in your hand. 4. Mana needed: a generic mana and a green mana. Activating the combo. 1. Cast Basking Broodscale. 2. When Basking Broodscale enters the battlefield, Juniper Order Ranger triggers, then put a +1/+1 counter on Basking Broodscale and Juniper Order Ranger. 3. Basking Broodscale triggers, then create a 0/1 Eldrazi spawn creature token. 4. When the Eldrazi spawn token enters the battlefield, Juniper Order Ranger triggers again, then put a +1/+1 counter on the Eldrazi spawn token and Juniper Order Ranger. 5. Activate the Eldrazi spawn token by sacrificing it. 6. When the Eldrazi spawn token dies, Reluctant Role Model's second ability triggers, then put a +1/+1 counter on Basking Broodscale. 7. Repeat from step 3. Combo results: 1. Infinite ETB triggers. 2. Infinite LTB triggers. 3. Infinite Sacrifice triggers. 4. Infinite Death triggers. 5. Infinite Colorless Mana. 6. Infinite +1/+1 counters on a creature.
Hi Commander, if you are new here, welcome to our channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. Enjoy!
Non-game changer spells that are commonly found in RIP decks. Wily Duke, a teen hero. Align triggers. Your plan is to have RIP begin your second main phase tap to trigger survival, while Wily Duke pays you whenever he becomes tapped, so a deck that reliably creates safe tapping windows advances both engines each turn. Non-combat tapping. Because Wily Duke has vigilance, he does not need to tap to attack. Building in non-combat tap outlets lets you draw a card and gain life without sacrificing board presence, and keeps your timing clean for RIP's second main trigger. Sustained advantage. RIP's survival can trigger only at the start of your second main phase, so Wily Duke's tap payoff adds steady card flow and life gain that complements RIP's once per turn burst of card selection. Kona, Rescue Beastie. Align timing. Both creatures want to be tapped as your second main phase begins, letting your tap and tap package enable Kona's free permanent, and RIP's selective card access on successive turns. Non-combat tapping. Using non-combat tap outlets, such as crewing or similar effects, safely turns on Kona while preserving board presence, and ensuring RIP starts the second main phase in the required tap state. Sustained pace. Since RIP's survival can trigger only once each turn at that phase, Kona's repeatable permanent drop maintains tempo and pressure between RIP's once per turn bursts of card advantage. Parhelion 2. Perfect Crew. RIP's for power matches Crew 4, so tapping her to crew during combat both launches Parhelion 2, and ensures RIP begins your second main phase tapped for her survival trigger. Token Pressure. Parhelion 2 attack makes to 4 for flying and vigilance angels that immediately apply pressure, while RIP converts your second main phase into card advantage. Timing Discipline. RIP's survival checks only at the start of your second main, so use crewing before that phase and save any and tap effects after the trigger, or during opposing turns. Miriam, Herd Whisperer. Protected Crewing. Hexproof on your turn lets you safely crew and attack with vehicles, while setting up RIP to be tapped for her second main survival trigger. Combat Scaling. The attack trigger steadily grows your vehicles, amplifying combat pressure in the same game plan where RIP provides once per turn card selection. Power Diversity. Build your vehicle suite with varied printed power values so RIP can take more different powers from reveals, while Miriam protects and grows those same vehicles in combat. House Cartographer. Dual Survival. If both are tapped as your second main phase begins, each survival ability triggers to net you a land from House Cartographer and a tailored selection from RIP. Easy Tapping. Use crewing or safe attacks to tap both creatures before your second main, aligning with RIP's timing requirement, while advancing House Cartographer's land find. Mana Smoothing. The guaranteed land improves curve and crew consistency, enabling bigger second main lines after RIP's survival trigger resolves. Amara, Soul of the Accord. Token Engine. Amara creates a 1/1 lifelink soldier each time she becomes tapped, giving you steady bodies whenever you use a tap outlet. Safe Crewing. The tokens, Amara herself, and RIP can crew vehicles in combat to keep attacks online, ensuring Rip begins your second main phase tap to trigger survival. Instant tokens. Use instant speed tap outlets and untap effects to tap Amara during opponent's turns for extra tokens, while reserving Rip to be tapped on your turn for her second main survival trigger. Reluctant Role Model. Shared Survival. Keep both tapped before your second main so Reluctant Role Model grows, while Rip triggers survival for card selection each turn. Counter Recycling. If a creature with counters dies, you move those counters to your best threat, letting Reluctant Role Model bank value, and consolidate it on Rip or a vehicle after trades or wipes. Flexible Counters. Choosing Flying, Lifelink, or +1/+1 counters tailors combat and crewing lines, with the option to redeploy that power later via death trigger. An Identified Hovership. Crew taps Rip. With Crew 1, you can crew during combat using Rip so she begins your second main phase tapped for her survival trigger, while the hovership pressures in the air. ETB Clearance. Exiling a creature with toughness 5 or less on entry opens safe attack lines to tap Rip, and because the leave trigger manifests Dread instead of returning the exiled card, opponents do not get that creature back. Power Variety. As a vehicle card, it adds another power value to your deck's reveal pool, so Rip's survival can take more cards with different powers in a single resolution. Ornery Tumblewag. Saddle Tapping. Use Saddle to during your first main phase to tap Rip, ensuring she begins your second main phase tap to trigger her survival ability. Power Scaling. Put the +1/+1 counter on Rip at the beginning of combat, and double those counters when Tumblewag attacks while saddled to increase her power and thus the value of X for her survival reveal. Reliable Tap Sync. Even when attacking is risky, saddling provides a sorcery speed tap outlet that advances your plan of keeping survival creatures tapped without committing them to combat. Seraphic Steed. Saddle Tapping. Because Saddle for taps other creatures you control, you can tap Rip during your first main phase to saddle the steed, so she begins your second main phase tapped and triggers her survival ability. Token Momentum. When the steed attacks while saddled, it makes a 3/3 Flying Angel. Those tokens provide future power to pay Saddle without tapping Rip, letting her remain available for other tap-and-tap lines. Efficient Pressure. First Strike plus Lifelink makes safer attacks to keep the steed on board as a repeatable token engine, while its printed to power adds another distinct power value to your deck for Rip's different powers selection clause. Post your commander on the comments section below, and we will create a video like this for you. Thank you for watching.